Hello everyone, sorry about all the wind noise. It's pretty windy out here today. But I am making a video because I'm about to make a toolbox for my tractor. I've been trying to find a decent place on the tractor that's not inside the cab, because that's already cramped enough to store some just basic tools that you need when you're driving your tractor around. So I saw this picture online, so I can't claim this is my idea. Somebody was pretty crafty and made a PVC pipe toolbox using their support beam on their loader, and it looked pretty cool. So I'm going to try it. I've measured this support beam that's on my loader, and it actually is going to fit. It's 3.5 inch inside diameter steel pipe that's there, which is just good enough to slide a 3-inch PVC pipe inside diameter, because the outside diameter seems to be a little less than 3.5 inches. So a 3-inch PVC pipe on my tractor, my loader, which is an lstractor. It's the XR 4140. It's got the LL 4104, as you can see there, loader. So if you have this exact tractor, you'll know what will work and what won't. But you know, a lot of loaders have these support bars there. Most of them I've seen aren't capped. So some of them are capped. I think my last tractor had a loader that did have the round support beam, but this end over here wasn't all the way through like that. But anyways, I am going to create a toolbox there for me. So I've measured it. It's, oh man, now I forget. I think it's 42 inches long. I'll measure it again before I go cut, and I think it's 42 inches from side to side, and again I'm going to use 3-inch PVC pipe. I think I have some conduit that I'm going to use. It's not actually regular like water-based PVC, but it's still PVC. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and attempt that. I'll take some videos when I'm done cutting it up and building it, and as I insert it, I've got some ideas on the caps, how to hold it in place to not fall out and also not be in the way. So I'll have the video shortly. So yep, so you can see from here, 42 inches from the outside edge over there to the outside edge here. And the way I'm going to build it is going to need a tiny bit of overlap, I believe, for the caps. So I'm going to cut it right about 42 inches, and that should put me there. Again, apologize for the wind. This is pretty crazy, but this is to give you an idea. This is a 3-inch piece inside diameter of PVC. It's some gray conduit pipe, but as you can see, it slides right nicely in there. I cut it a little bit long because I need to trim off some, make it a little nicer. And then, like I said, the caps, the idea I'm going to try to use for the caps are going to need to lose just a little bit. It's going to have to be barely outside the pipe. So that should work. But anyway, so again, this is 3-inch, and as you can see, this is kind of what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna keep making some videos as I continue, but should work pretty good. All right, so this is the cap that I plan on using to hold the pipe in the loader. So essentially what this is it's a compression cap, and it's got this rubber gasket ring around it, and this slides right into the end of the 3-inch PVC, because it's a 3-inch gripper, as they call it. And so you have this huge butterfly nut on here, this wing nut, and you slide this into the PVC pipe. You twist this, it pulls this bottom plastic piece against this rubber piece, makes the rubber piece bulge, and then it holds tight inside of the pipe. The problem is that these 3-inch grippers, which by the way, I picked these up at Lowe's for like $5 a piece. I'm sure you can get them online. I couldn't find them at Home Depot. But anyways, the problem is that this is actually right on the edge of the PVC pipe. So when you stick this in, this edge is just flush with the PVC pipe, which won't work, because then you'll slide it right through the pipe, and what's the point of it holding? And I don't think you'll be able to really use this wing nut to twist it enough to make that PVC pipe bulge and hold the pipe in place. Maybe if you cut it, but then you run into the fact that you can't hold the pipe while you're twisting this, so it's just a pain. So my plan is I took one apart. Here it is. I took the wing nut off, and I've got, this is the the gripper part, I mean the one that's on the outside, that will actually go against the loader, and I am going to create a template, which is what I'm doing with this cardboard, that will sit in just inside, but you know, where this little bevel edge is, and I'm going to want it to go about the double of the thickness of this this flat area, and I want it to sit right here where the bevel is, and then stick out, you know, ½ inch or so. So that way it creates like this gasket that goes around it and makes this a little bigger, and then it also won't be in the way. So if you look at it, you know, that part is there and it's meant to squish it, but there's a lot of space there that shouldn't be a problem. So I looked around the building for anything I could recycle, and I've got these old 1-ton mud flats that they weren't very old when I ripped them off accidentally. So anyways, this is some decent material. It's not going to be too hard to cut. It's kind of a rubbery plastic material, but should last pretty much forever. I'm just going to go make a template, use some circle saw bits, whatever they're called. You put them on the drill, put them in there. Anyways, I'm gonna cut the holes and slip them over this, and then, you know, put the gripper back together, and I should have a nice little gasket that will hold that pipe into place. So and then, you know, you'll have a cap on each end. You have the pipe. You let your imagination run wild. I think I'm going to start with one that's just a kind of just a big open cut that has you know, it has a full circle on each end, and then I'll probably do like a, you know, a moon shaped section all the way across the middle. And you know, you can throw chains or whatever you want in there. Most likely I'm just going to be carrying things like fence pliers and some clamps and you know, miscellaneous things that I'll need when I'm driving the tractor around here. But you know, heck, who's to say you don't have 3 or 4 of them? They're easy and cheap to make. So anyways, I'm going to get started, and I'll take a video when I've got some more progress. All right, there she is. That's my template that I'm going to cut out and see how well it works. There's a lot of pieces here you can use for a template, like the center hole. You can use the back piece of it to make a good round circle, because of course that is where the gasket goes. Sorry, I only have my phone. And that is pretty much how I want to cut it. It's going to fit right inside of this beveled lip right here. So if you take those off, and then of course, you know, that's the inside circle. This will make the outside circle. And then I did some measurements, made some dots, and then just kind of free-handed that outside circle. That doesn't have to be perfect. The only reason it would need to be perfect is if your mind tells you it needs to be perfect. So anyways, I'm going to make it as close as possible, but you know, it is a tractor. So I'm going to cut that template out, and I'm going to see how well it works. All right, so there's the template. Yes, it does not look good because when I need scissors, they're never around, and when I don't need them, they're in my way. So I had to use my trusty tool that I always have, my pocket knife. And it's a tool because I've probably used this thing 1,000 times, not once as a weapon, but every time as a tool. So I cut it out, and it's ugly, but it works. It fits in the holder the way I expect it to, and I'm gonna go test it and make sure that it fits nicely and snug and everything on the loader. And then when I do replicate this into the mud flap, I will be using hole saws, which will make the holes pretty much perfect. So I just have to measure it. Anyways, that's my template. I'm gonna go try it out. So here's another template that I needed to make for the idea that I'm putting together. So this is a piece, just a thin cut of the PVC pipe that I'm going to be using. So I need a good circle cut that's going to fit right inside of here. Now, with it being 3-inch inside diameter pipe, you would think a good 3-inch drill saw or hole saw, whatever that is, would cut that perfectly. But either way, I'm going to cut out this piece of cardboard and use it as a template for when I'm putting together my prototype. But anyway, so if you have a little piece of this laying around, you can use it, do the inside. But you know, you can measure it too and use a hole saw. So anyways, fixing to go put it in. Alright, there it is. I twisted it, made it snug. Looks like it's going to be great. Go ahead, push it in. It's really only meant to hold it in place. You just don't want it sliding back and forth. I mean, the pipe itself is just going to stay in there. You just don't want it going back and forth. So it shouldn't take much to hold that in nice and snug. So I think that's going to do it. Now for the cutting. All right, so there it is. Here's my prototype. I pushed it in. Got the little gasket template on it. And let's see what happened. Wow. Yep, the whole thing just for a screwdriver and some pliers. But no, really, this thing can hold a lot. And it's an ugly cut. I didn't have the saw bit I wanted to use, and I'll probably use a Dremel or something like that anyway. I don't know, something to make it nice. But today was just meant to be a prototype to make sure that the idea was going to work. But this can hold a lot. So if you look at the other end, I don't have a template on this one, so it just slides in for now, but I'm going to do the same thing on that side. But I mean, this thing can hold quite a bit. You could grab this thing pretty much, just lay it on your tire, and you could easily hold some chains, maybe a little socket set. Usually what I need is some pliers and crescents and miscellaneous stuff like that, hammer, tape measures. So yeah, this is going to be a significant amount of space for some tools, and based on where it's at, it's not really going to affect lift capacity hardly at all, but you know, a few pounds off of the lift capacity, but well worth it for all the times I need some tools. And I don't think I'm going to mess with trying to find some weird little places on the tractor to put tools. So anyways, that's it. I'm going to probably make a nicer version. Maybe later I'll put a video of the nice one painted blue or something, who knows. But for now, that's the idea. So if you like the idea, if you like any of my videos, please subscribe. And if you have any comments, please put useful comments, especially if you've done something like this before, or if you have some ideas for improvement. You know, we're here as a community to help each other come up with some cool stuff. It's kind of the reason I made this channel to start with, was to just help people out with videos. So that's my idea there too. That's my little cardboard insert. I'm gonna cut out some more pieces of plastic insert, or maybe off of that mud flap, and I'm just gonna put some spacers in there to keep tools from sliding around if I have a bunch of small ones in there. Probably bring the lip of that thing up a little higher. I made it a little too far down, I think, on the cut. But I was kind of thinking halfway down, half of the pipe. But anyways, again, if you have any good comments, have any improvements to this, or like if you've done it yourself, please post it down there to help others so they can do the same thing. And again, if you please hit that subscribe button. YouTube really has a thing about subscribers, so it would help me out a lot if you would subscribe to the channel. Thanks, everyone.